In this video, we're going to talk about a new method for generating leads on Facebook. It's no surprise that majority of leads that hit an inbox from Facebook are typically not that great. Remember, a Facebook user, there is little intent behind that user because you are disrupting their social media experience with an ad. They're not necessarily looking for the product or service that you're offering. So when a lead comes in, they're typically opting in to get whatever offer you're offering quickly and then get back to their social media experience. So if you have a high ticket item, it's going to be very difficult to get a high quality lead from Facebook. However, there is a way to create a better quality lead through this method I'm going to show to you today. Let's dive in. Just yesterday, I created a brand new campaign for myself, which is a lead campaign. And it's a very simple lead magnet campaign where people opt in, they get my lead magnet, and it's just quick and dirty. It's an easy way to get a name and email to add them to my email newsletter list. Now, this specific campaign here, I'll show you what it's doing. I'm targeting a handful of different ad sets, geographically separated. But if I just have a look here, okay, this one generated 2 leads at a cost of 56 cents per lead. I hope that I can continue at that rate because I really like that cost per lead. What happens here is somebody's going to see this ad. I'm going to pull it up. It's just a basic ad here, getting people to opt in for my lead magnet for generating authentic copy instead of generic AI copy. So if somebody hits this download button, they're going to be taken to my landing page, where they are filling in this form, first name and email address, and I am getting that information. What I like about this specific method is that I'm actually forcing people to go over to my website to manually fill in their information on a contact form. Anytime a user needs to do that additional step by manually filling in their information, it's going to create a better quality lead. Now, the more fields you have, better quality you're going to get as well. Facebook, typically when somebody into a form on Facebook, it's very simple to become a lead. It's auto information. So your name, phone number, email, a lot of that stuff is auto-populated by Facebook. So it's a click, click, submit, and that's what's generating that lead. This is one of the reasons why the leads coming from Facebook are typically not as quality as ones that are going to a landing page, filling out information, and then you getting the lead information that way. So this is why I've created this lead campaign that way. It's costing me right now 56 cents from that specific ad to get somebody from Facebook to go to this landing page to fill in that information. Once I have that information, now that I have the lead information, but there's a lot of people that are going to go to my landing page that are not going to opt in. So how can I get in front of those people again to get them interested, to become a lead, to capture that email, to add them to my email subscriber list? Well, in this case here, this is the point in time where I would go ahead and create that lead generation campaign, but Facebook lead generation, okay? They're already shown intent, and then putting that ad in front of them in a form of a Facebook lead gen ad is going to produce a much better quality lead than just somebody seeing my ad for the first time and providing their information. So because I'm doing this from scratch, what I want to do is I do want to create that audience. So I'm just going to go over to audiences, go ahead and create an audience. It's going to be a custom audience. Going to be what I want to do is I want to hit anybody that's visited that landing page in the last 7 days. So I'm going to go website, pixel, 7 days, because I want it to be fresh. I want to make sure I'm getting in front of these users as much as possible within a week to stay top of mind with them. I want to be memorable. If you go too long, I know a lot of times, typically you want to go like all website visitors in the last 60 days, 90 days, because you get a bigger pool of people. But typically in a lot of cases, people have forgot about your product. Maybe they're not in your part of their customer journey any longer. So sometimes you just want to stay top of mind with those people that have recently visited your website. In this case here, I'm going to do all website visitors in the past 7 days. Actually, what I want to do is I want to see people that visit specific pages. I have a lot of different pages on my website. As you can see here, I want to make sure I'm only getting people that are hitting this AI interview page specifically. So I want the URL to contain. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and create that audience. Now the audience is going to be very small right now. I might not want to put a huge budget on it only because it's such a small amount of people. If you put too big of a budget, what's going to happen is your ad frequency is going to get really high and you're going to suffer ad fatigue. So we're going to keep that for now. I'm going to go ahead and create that lead campaign. Leads, I always go manual. I like manual just better. I just don't trust Meta enough to let them decide on what to do. I talk about that in a lot of videos, but typically if you let Facebook decide on what to do with your budget, I don't find I get the best result. I do find I need to have an element of control. So I still like to keep it old school. Campaign name, we'll say J Hunt on Facebook lead campaign. And sometimes I like to put like the actual date just for reference. 08 15. Cool. Because we only have this as one retargeting campaign, I'm going to do campaign budget. And again, because I just started this campaign, I'm going to keep this budget super low, like $5 a day. Retargeting, the budget typically doesn't need to be that high unless you have a lot of traffic hitting your website. And you'll get an idea. If you look at the ad frequency and the ad frequency doesn't reach 2, that means that people seeing your ads twice at least. There's a good chance your retargeting audience is too big or the budget is too low. So increase budget or increase audience size in that case. In this case here, I'm going to choose website and InstaForm. You just pick InstaForm here, but this website and InstaForm one seems like a new one. Facebook always likes to throw curveballs at you. So I'm going to just give this a shot. And I'm doing this for the first time with you today. In this case here, we're going to track people that are leads. We definitely want leads. Now, one thing you want to make sure that you do in this case is using your location. I don't like to put down to a specific location when you're retargeting. Reason being is if it's a retargeting audience, you don't need to shrink it any further than it needs to be. So in this case here, all of my cold top of funnel campaigns are targeting Canada, US, and the United Kingdom, just to keep it as that. Actually, sorry, I'm actually targeting Europe. Okay, perfect. See how Facebook really wants to push you to do Advantage Plus, and there's some cases to be made for Advantage Plus, especially if you're optimizing for conversion at the top of the funnel. I do Advantage Plus. That is the only situation where I'll typically do Advantage Plus. So what I do want to do here is switch to original audience. See how it even prompts you to not do it, but I want to do it. So I can choose my custom audience, which is a retargeting audience. The AI interview, 7 days. It's the only audience I want to target. It's going to be super small. And keep in mind, a lot of people leave this on Advantage Plus custom audience. No, we don't want Advantage Plus. If you do Advantage Plus, it's going to reach people outside of my retargeting audience, which is not what I want. I'll leave it like that. And I'm not even going to touch age and gender and any of this because I do not want to shrink that retargeting audience down anymore. If somebody hit that AI interview page, I want them to get retargeted with this ad. Website URL I want to send them to. InstaForm. I'm going to go through the process of creating that form, keeping it as simple as possible. What I'm going to do here in terms of form type is more volume. I don't want to add any additional steps in this case here because I do want just volume, because the purpose of this is to get emails over to a newsletter list. I just want volume. If I was sending it to a sales team, I'd probably add an additional step like higher intent, where you add that review step. For example, if you want to collect phone numbers, what Meta can do is actually send a 6-digit code to that person opting in to ensure that number is legit. I always suggest that if in the case of having a sales team manage these leads, because the last thing you want to do is send poor leads to a sales team and waste their time. So it's always good to have that additional step. But in this case here, because I'm growing my email subscription list, I'm just going to go for more volume. So here you have the option of a greeting, which is optional. This is where you add your headline, description. In my case here, again, I want to make it as frictionless as possible. So I'm actually just not going to put this entire greeting. I just want to get that user directly to this contact form to submit their information. Again, you can add multiple questions depending on how much pre-qualification you want to do. In this case here, I am just going to go for email and name. Actually, I don't even want the full name. I'm going to go with first name. I just want a first name and email. That is it. Description. You'll have to put this in there just to give some sort of a disclaimer to anybody that's opting in. I'm going to take the one that's directly on my landing page. Have to add a link to your privacy policy. Put my merge media privacy policy. Now, once that's complete, we're ready to rock and roll. Lastly, though, we do want to make sure that when leads come into the funnel, that this is important, because once they fill in the information, they might want more information. This is why it's good to send them back to your website, those next steps. A good opportunity if you want them to book a call with you, you put your Calendly link or scheduling link in here after they provide the information. It really is up to you and the offer. In my case here, I'm just going to send them over to probably a blog post or a YouTube video where they can learn more about what I'm talking about with this AI interview. So I spared you the waiting time of me typing all this information out, but I got a headline. Wait, there's something else you need to see. I want to direct them to my YouTube channel. So it's going to direct them right there. Call to action, see how it's done. And it's a simple lead form, but now I'm getting them into my ecosystem, building that familiarity on my YouTube channel. Plus they're going to be on my email list as well. We're going to go ahead and create that form. Now my lead form is submitted and this ad campaign is ready to go. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give a like, share, subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if questions about the AI brand interview, you can go over to jayhunt.social. That's jayhunt.social/AI-interview to get the copy of those 30 questions now. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.